Hi, my name is Reba, and this is Vernon, and we're going to start a series of conversations, and I'm going to ask some questions, and Vernon's going to answer them. And the first question is, when did you see your first Saab?
Well, I grew up in Fayetteville, Arkansas, which is home of the University of Arkansas, and so we were growing up in that city. Had a lot of people coming in and out from the northeast, even from the west coast. And so I fell in love with Saabs when I saw them moving down the road in Fayetteville. And I put my attention to owning one. And I remember my dad and I were driving down Spring Street. This was back in 1972. I just bought a brand new 72 Toyota Land Cruiser, brand new. And I saw a car sitting in a person's yard, and it said for sale on it. And it was a station wagon. And I looked over and I go, "Dad, I want that car." And he said, "Well, you don't need a foreign car." And I said, "I love it." So I took my dad home and went back and found out the information from the individuals, and it is a 1966 Saab 95 two-stroke. And it had already, it was a Chicago car, and it had already begun the process of rusting, but hell, I didn't care. It was cool looking. And so it had a little two-stroke engine in it, and I asked the fella how much he wanted for it, and he said, "Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take $675 for it." But then he said, "You know anything about Saabs?" And I said, "Don't know a thing about them. I just like the way they look." And he said, "Well, if you don't know anything about them, you don't need to buy one." He said, "They built airplanes before they built cars." And he said, they're an interesting car." And I said, "I'll have all the information I need to know about these cars because I already love them." So I paid the guy $675, and he gave me back $25 and said, you can buy your tags with that." So that began the process of owning my first Saab, which I still have.
How long ago was that?
This was in 1972, so this is 2010, so we're looking at a good span of time. And I began, from that time on, I began to develop information about how to make them run and how to make them run better. And unfortunately, the rust gave in to my 95. I drove it to art school in Kansas City. It was my working vehicle to make paintings, and I drove it for 20 years and still have the car, but the car is not roadworthy.
Yes, we made a few videos. If anybody's interested in seeing that car, we made a few videos of it.
Actually, we sure did. It has a resting place, and there are times that Reba and I go and make our pilgrimage to it,
and it lives
sit on the inside of it.
It lives with cows and things.
It does. It lives with cows, and it still has a nobility about it.
It does. Well, thank y'all for spending a little bit of time with us on this Sunday morning, and we will be discussing more exciting facts and information in the future. We really would like comments. A wonderful thing would be questions.
Yeah, and just I would like to know other people's when they bought their first Saab.
That's a cool idea. Yeah. And if you watch this, if you just take a minute and comment, then we'll know if anybody's watching it, if anybody wants to know more, and that will help us with the direction that we go. Next week we'll talk about Honda Speed Pilots.
Yeah, we can talk about Honda Speed Pilot or my developing collection of cars that I have now.
Okay, that sounds great.
Super.
Do you want to walk over to show your cars right now, or do you want to wait till next?
Are we on a little bit of a time limit in terms of this particular video?
Sure.
Let's go ahead and curtail this, and then we'll continue.
Okay, well, say goodbye, Vernon.
Bye.